Good evening. I'm Elizabeth George, Chief Membership Officer with the American Guild of Organists. And I'm really excited about tonight's webinar, Build Your Own Website in Under 60 Minutes. This is going to be really interesting and informative and fun. It features our very own, I don't know what to call JW, our very own Julia Child or property brother. Well, he is our marketing and communication specialist. And joining us as well will be Stuart Foster, who is Dean of the Palm Beach County chapter, who's going to have his website built tonight. Just a couple of housekeeping reminders. You are muted, but we do want to hear from you. So please do post your questions in the Q&A icon at the bottom of the screen, and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. This will be recorded. You'll get a copy of the recording. Everyone will, in fact, along with the handout within 48 hours. So JW, the clock is now running. It is yours.
Well, thank you, Elizabeth. I'm glad we don't have a window with a countdown timer, because I don't know if I could manage with that, but it's good to be here. And tonight we're gonna tackle a problem that many chapters are going to be facing in the next few months. For several years, AGO has hosted a web page for chapters to use as a landing page, a place with information about their meetings and their contact information and all that. And unfortunately, when we make the transition to our new website, which is run by a new operating system, those pages are going to go away. So if you're one of those chapters that needs a website, this can be very helpful for you. And we're just going to take it from the very beginning and go through all the steps. I think I can do it in 60 minutes or less. And we're going to use GoDaddy today. And I'll just say this before we get started. We have no relationship with GoDaddy. It's just a product that I've used for many years with a variety of projects, but I found that it's a great way to jump into this. And I'll tell you for one reason, because GoDaddy has 24/7 tech support. And I've found that very rarely do I find myself sitting there waiting, listening to the elevator music to get through when there might be a problem or I don't understand a step or a hitch or whatever the case may be. And so that's why I recommend GoDaddy. There are other options out there. You may have heard of Wix. There's also Google has a free similar product like the GoDaddy web builder. That could be an option. I will say that in my experience, it's really hard to get tech support with Google. You'll get sent to all sorts of links, and they try to help you that way. And I've just been joined by my cohort in crime tonight, Stuart, the dean of the Palm Beach County chapter. And so we're going to have a little conversation while we build the website for that chapter. And so let's just get started. It's good to see you, Stuart.
Hi, I've actually been here a while. It just wouldn't. It's a brand new computer, so I'm the perfect candidate to be the guinea pig tonight.
Great. Yeah, we're just a few miles apart on I-95, so it's kind of like old home night tonight, and Elizabeth's not far either. So let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen, and while I do that, Stuart, tell me a little bit about your chapter. How big is your chapter? What kind of members do you have? Is it an active chapter? Give me the details on what Palm Beach AGO is all about.
Okay, we're about 50 members, so a relatively small chapter. We have an event every month from September through May, which is the season here. The town empties during the summertime. Everyone flees north. So during the year, we usually do a meet and greet to start and end the season. We do a member recital every year. We do an organ crawl. We always do a young artist recital in collaboration with our siblings, Fort Lauderdale and Miami chapters. That's coming up in April. And we do a hymn festival every year at one of the local churches. All the organists play a piece and a hymn. And this year we had a children's choir take part in that as well. So we keep everybody busy here, and we have very good attendance rates.
That sounds great. So we're gonna have a lot of things to think about. So I'm gonna share the checklist, and I hope everyone can see this. It is a document that I put together to help you kind of go through the steps and assemble the information. It's always easiest if you kind of think about these things first, get them all put together. It's kind of like a cooking show, right? Yeah, they get into the kitchen, but everything's kind of been diced and it's in its little individual bowls and whatnot. And Stuart has had the benefit of having this for a couple of weeks and has pulled things together for us before tonight. But just a couple of things that you need to think about. Do you have a URL? And in the case of Palm Beach, they did not have a URL, so we had to go get one. And that's probably the hardest step in this whole thing. Sometimes depending on where your URL is housed or who a predecessor might have purchased it from. Usually that's the hardest piece, is just making that connection. And that's probably something that we would deal with you on an individual basis, depending on what your circumstances are. Do you have your chapter logo? And again, Palm Beach has been using the new AGO logo. We actually prepared a kind of a standardized style using that new logo. If a chapter didn't have that, we tried to get them out to everyone, but we found that we had a lot of bounce backs and returns and things like that. So if you're not sure, you can always email me at any time. I've got it sitting in a folder and I can get it to you. Okay, other pieces we might think about: a banner image, something to grab everybody's attention and say something about who your group is. Then a welcome message or a statement. Stuart gave me a great message to start with. You want to pull together your chapter officers and board members and committee leaders. Depending on your chapter, you may have just a small group, or you might want to share all of your committees. And in Stuart's case, he provided photos as well. So we're going to work with those today. Your program schedule for the year. Again, the idea of this website is to help guide the public and your members to your events. So we want to make sure that they can find those events. Other things you might want to include: event and member photographs. You want to include a link to your social media channels. And we'll go through that later in the product, the website builder. And the great thing is you enter it once, and then it makes sure that Facebook symbol or Twitter or Instagram is taken care of all the way through. Membership information, maybe you want to include that. We're not going to do that tonight, but we're working on some standard language. So if somebody sees your chapter website and says, hey, I want to get involved with this AGO group, we can help get them there and explain. And then finally, the contact information. And that's really probably the most important piece. And at the bottom, you're going to see my contact information and Elizabeth's. And as you go through this process, don't worry about reaching out to us. Please feel free if you get hung up or need a starting point or some help with graphics. We're here to make that happen for you. Okay, so let's get started. Is everybody excited? I hope so. I hope I pull this off. I got to tell you. Yeah, you're laughing, Stuart, but we're going to make this work. Okay, so I'm going to take you to web browser. Okay. And that's not the tab I want. Okay, this is the GoDaddy site. And I created an account for the Palm Beach County chapter and went ahead and created that and secured a URL. So I hope this is okay, because you're going to be palmbeachago.org. How's that sound?
Sounds perfect.
It's short, it's easy to remember. It's going to get people where they need to go. So let's go into here. Once you log in, you're gonna see a very similar dialogue to other apps that you might use. We're gonna go to My Products. Okay, so we're inside there, and we come right here to, you'll see that we have the domain. And then under websites and marketing, we have the basic website package. And one of the things with GoDaddy is it is a paid service. It's about $10 a month to have them host your website and provide the website builder. That's pretty standard across the board. The Google, as I mentioned, is free, But again, believe me, you're going to spend so much time trying to get answers to questions that I think it's maybe not such a deal at the end of the day. So basically what it did, it gave me 7 free days of the website builder. So that's a great incentive to get in there, play with it right away. And you know, if it's not a good fit, then you have that option to do something else. So we're going to manage the website. And of course, my internet's going to be slow tonight. Here we go. Okay. Now, right over here, it says your website. And the funny thing is I think they plugged some AI into this, because when I entered in Palm Beach AGO, for some reason it thought we were a real estate company or a homeowners association. So they went in and they went ahead and plugged in that picture of the house. Okay. So let's take a look at what the basic starting point is. Well, you know what? Let's take the tour. 60-second tour. Okay, the website tab shows a list of all the pages. So right now we have a home page. And believe it or not, you could build all of this on a home page, because you know this is very much a scrolling kind of orientation, just like you would do on your phone or an iPad, a tablet. So that's one way to do it. Or if you prefer, you can set up pages for each section. I think it just depends on how much information you have. Okay, the next is the theme tab. So that's going to help us to customize the colors, the fonts, the look and feel of the website. Down here, you'll see that little circle with the plus. That's how we're going to plug in a new section onto each page. And we will demonstrate that in just a moment. And then finally, publish. When you think you've got it the way you want it, you hit publish, and it's gonna upload it to the internet, and wham bam, you are public. Pretty simple so far, right? Are you scared yet, Stuart?
No, because you're doing it for us.
You're a trooper. You're being a trooper. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of things right here. The first thing I see is if you look down at shortcuts, I'm going to turn something off because it has a chat feature, and you'll see sort of like that. And we want to turn that off right away, because what happens is people will come to your page and they'll see that, and then you'll start getting kind of messages, and people will expect a instant response. And I don't think anybody has the time to be sitting on the web page. You know, we don't have that much traffic. So down at the bottom, you'll see there's an enable chat. We're just going to pop that button off and click done. Okay, so now we're ready to go. Now let's look at this a second. Okay, the first thing I see is that big dark black background. And it seems kind of like it's kind of hard to see. So let's go into theme and just take a look in here, because this was color. Okay, so we've got the matching color set up in the AGO red. We've got fonts in Playfair Display. Okay, we can always change these things. And let's see if we can find a theme that's got a brighter background. I think we can. We just got to change the background. Oh, there we go. What do we think of that with the white background? Okay, now we're going to change out our picture. Okay, so when I click on that piece, it says cover media. Okay, and the picture on there is that house. Well, we're not about houses, so we're going to change the image. And what I'm going to do is come here, and I've saved the images that Stuart has sent me, and we're going to take a look and see what they look like. So we add an image, and this takes me, I created a folder called photos, and these are all the photos that Stuart sent me. We've got some photos of the chapter here. It looks like the one with the youth choir. And I'm looking for one that I think is going to look really good in that big setting. So let's take a look at this and see what this one looks like. Takes just a moment to upload. We may like it, we may use it somewhere else. But the point is, once we've uploaded it, it's there. So we can use it, we can insert it anywhere. I don't think we want the rock concert though, do we? That's not gonna work. Okay, let's put insert and let's see what happens. Not too bad. What do you think?
Nice.
Yeah, I think this could work for right now. Maybe we'll change it later when we get through. Now, right now, what this has is it has this this kind of text logo thing. For right now, we're gonna leave that, but you know that's just easy right there. We're gonna put the logo in just a moment. Okay, so we started out with this. Okay, now I'm going to show you, I'm going to hop out of here for a second, and I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to show you what Stuart gave me for everything, and I don't think I have that file open. Oops, okay. So I'll show you where, okay, so here we are, here's the folders. I've got chapter logo, content, headshots. Here's the originals that Stuart sent me, and then photos. So let's go into content, and I've got a page called 2023-2024. And I'm going to share that with you. Okay, so Stuart sent me kind of all those pieces that that the checklist had. You'll see here he's got a welcome message. He's got the list of the chapter officers. I've got photos of them. Here's the contact information. And then here are the chapter events. And I went through and kind of edited them a little bit to make them consistent. And then I found this news piece that I think is important and needs to be on their page too, because they just had a composition contest for composers to create works for kind of the all-around organist, you know, short works that a lot of people can play. So that's news. So we want to make sure that's kind of up front and center, because some people may have heard about the contest and want to find out where it is. So you see what we've got here. Okay, let's go back and we're going to start. So we go back to GoDaddy. Okay, so we want to put Stuart's message. So I'm going to hit the plus, add section. And we're going to come over here. Now, here are all the different kinds of like things you can put in. You know, look what I see right away. Look at that, events. They've got a calendar already kind of set up for us that we can use to plug in all that information that he put together. Here's a logos and badge piece. If you have video, at some point you can plug in this bottom widget and load a YouTube video or something like that, a recital or a concert. It's very easy. You can change these out, very simple. But we're going to go and we're going to look over here for, let's start at content. So general. Okay, and in general, I'm looking for introduction. That's a great place to start. Let's see if we find something for a message. I'm looking at these. We don't have a picture, kind of like these, but that's okay too. You can take those out. You just click a button and they're gone. Let's start with this one here. It's got the kind of centered message. Oh, there we go. It's right there. Now we're going to come over and I'm going to say message from the chapter dean. I think that sounds okay. We can make it larger. Let's go over here to size. Let's make it extra large and see what happens. There we go. I think I like that. What do you think, Stuart?
Yep, nice and easy to read.
Yep. Nice and easy to read. You know, that's something we have to keep in mind too, is what we're doing easy to read. We have to think about that user all the time. The other thing we want to think about is how is this going to look in mobile? You know, what we know statistically is most AGO members do their work. They read our newsletters, they read our emails on a desktop, but younger people definitely use mobile. and we see a lot more of our AGO members use iPads. So, it's always good, and we'll have a chance when we start to get some pieces in here to take a look at it, both as a desktop and as a mobile. So I took that copy that Stuart provided, and I'm just gonna do a oh, well, that's not right. Let's do this again. That was something else. Let's try this again. So I'm going to go into what Stuart had written, copy it again. Let's see if we get it to work this time. Come on. Okay, let's do it down here. You can also do it down on the side. So there we go. Okay. Great. Let's see what we need to do here. It looks like in this case it's clipped it a little bit. But first let's do this. We don't have an action button here, so we're going to turn that off. So all I do is just flip the button. The action button's gone. And then we may just have to play with this a little bit to make it fit. Okay. Let's take this little list out for now, and then we'll see. So we'll close that with county, and let's see what happens right now with our neighboring. It looks like we've got hard return in there. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, so I think the problem on this is a little bit long. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go find another one. So we just delete the section. So this is proof that I didn't go through and practice this before this. So sometimes you just have to kind of find. So let's go back to general again. The welcome message didn't quite work. It was a little bit too. So let's try it. Let's look at about. Let's see what our options are here. Now I'm going to tell you, see those ones right there with the pictures? That could very well be our officers and directors. Let's see if we've got one that has more copy to it. So we're just looking down at the widgets to see. See if we find one that works. Okay. Not sure. Let's look at content. Let's see. A lot of this is just trial and error. It's kind of finding the piece that works the best with your with what you need to get up. Yep, here we go right here. So this one's a little bit longer. You'll see it's got text. So we'll try that one. Okay. So we'll come through here. We'll change the headline again. And if you see it over here, you can work it over here easily. You can also work over here. Sometimes it's easier. It's a very personal kind of thing. So let's come in here. Now we have to make our copy work. So let me copy and paste it one more time. And come back here. So I don't think we need this piece of it. Let's see what happens when I clear that out. It's gonna become invisible. And so you see it just went straight up. And let's try this. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so this allows us to have everything there. So we can put a couple little returns in there. Let's see about size. Let's see what happens, because I think that's a little small for me. So let's make it large, see what happens. That's a little better. I think that works. Let's see what extra large looks like. Oh, that's even better, I think, right? Kind of fills the space a little. So we've got our welcome message. Now I'm going to show you, we click on done, and then we're just going to make these go away. All you have to do is just highlight it and hit space, and that'll just clear it right out. And you don't have to worry because you'll always be able to reinsert something like that too. You just go over to the black panel to the right, and the fields never go away. So, okay. And let's just get rid of that. Okay, so now look what we've done. We've got the picture, we've got message from the dean. I think I like that. Is that think that'll work for now?
That looks good for now, yes.
Yeah. And the great thing with this is we get to use all the copy too. So that's a piece of cake there. Okay, so we're going to click done. Okay, what did we have next on our sheet that Stuart gave us? We had chapter officers and the 2023-24 chapter events. Why don't we do the events next? I have a feeling somebody coming to your page is looking for an organ recital. So all we do again is we find this add section. And here's our friends. Look at that right there. There's our events right there, calendar. So we could put that there. So take a look at what it kind of does. It kind of scrolls. Right, here's the message from the dean. Then we get into the events. And so we're gonna fill this out now. So I've got the list of events, and let me share over here because you're gonna see that it's a little bit different format than what it's got there. So just so we can sort of keep on the same page in terms of like making, how we take our information. So you see here are the events. And in this case, we've got the date, the type of event or the title of the event, the location, and then any other information that's there. So what I'm going to suggest is let's take the events that are ahead of us. You can do it both ways. You might want to put the whole year just so people can see what you do. And maybe we create a page for that with the whole schedule. But for this on the homepage, let's just work on our upcoming events. So our upcoming events is this members recital coming up in just over a week. That's going to be exciting. So let's go back to GoDaddy. Okay, now I'm going to be kind of toggling between two pages here. So here's let's say chapter events. Piece of cake. And our first date is Sunday, February 18th. So we're going to come over here and let's look and see what it tells us here. And we can even link a calendar URL to this. But I think for today we'll just keep it kind of basic. Section intro, add events. Okay, so it took the demonstration events out, so we're going to put in February the
18th,
2024. This is member recital. And that is at 3 p.m., right?
yes, it is.
But about 3 to 5?
Yeah, that includes the reception time too. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And this is at Bethesda by the Sea.
Yes, it is.
Bethesda by the Sea. And so we'll add that information. Let's see, what do we want to put there? We're going to put okay. Join members of the Palm Beach County chapter as we perform let's say we'll perform our favorite works.
Mm-hmm.
On the how big is that organ there? Is it 110 ranks or something like that?
114.
On the
114 rank.
and the builder, Austin. Or
and a highlight that we should include here is we'll be performing the 3 winning pieces from our composition competition.
Oh, yep, we want that. And is it Bethesda by the Sea Episcopal Church? Or what is
the Episcopal Church of Bethesda by the Sea.
Okay, yeah, we want to. Okay. The 3 winning pieces from the chapter's composition contest will be premiered at this concert.
Yes, indeed.
And the great thing with this is we've gone through this and we see how easy it is if Stuart or his one of his other officers wants to change it. Look how easy it is to do that. And I'm gonna pop. Let's see if I can pop this out here. Okay, so we're gonna add another event. And I have to look here about the event details. I'm not sure what I need to do to get rid of that. That may be,
The address, maybe?
yeah, I think we, okay, so we'll come back to that, but it's just the idea. So we got that, then Sunday, April 14th. Okay. And that is
Tri-County,
emerging, yep.
yeah, Emerging Artists Recital, sponsored by Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Palm Beach chapters.
What time does that start? 4 p.m. Okay, so we'll say 4 to 6.
Sounds good.
Sometimes these things, they don't give you a lot of, you got to put an end time, but you just kind of figure it out. And I heard Colin McKnight perform in Tulsa at the regional convention last summer. He's amazing. It's gonna be a great concert.
We're very excited. Yes, he won the audience prize. Oh, there you go. He won the audience prize at Longwood competition. They had a number of people request him, and so it made it an easy decision.
And we'll just add our other chapters there because that is sponsored by the
Miami,
County,
Palm Beach.
or it's just Fort Lauderdale. I always want to say Greater Fort Lauderdale and Miami chapters. Okay, so we've got that. And this is Bethesda by the Sea again. So, we're probably cutting a couple of corners here. And we just need to kind of go in and check that. And then I think there's just one more event. Let's do the closing dinner, and then we've got you set for the whole rest. I'm watching my clock. Oh, cancel. Okay, so done. And we're going to add another event. So down here in this dialogues events, it says 2 of 30. So we're going to add one more. And this one is May 19th. There are other formats that can be done with this too. A lot of it's just kind of going in and playing with it. You can't crash it. I promise you can't crash it. And as long as you don't hit publish, you can always go back. So it's okay, closing dinner and installation of 2024 officers. So I'm gonna copy and paste that. And the year concludes with the chapter's closing dinner and installation of 2024 officers at Joy Noodles. Bam, that was pretty easy. And let's just change this to Joy Noodles. Okay, so we're gonna hit done. Okay, now I think as I look at this, we've got the message from the dean, we've got chapter events. Why don't we put our news item in about the winner now? And I'm going to demonstrate one of the cool things we can do with this, because we can actually take this section, because it's basically a text section. I'm going to hit duplicate section. Okay, so we've got 2 of those now, but we know we want to move it. So all we have to do is just Move it down one more. Come on. I think that'll do it. Does that do it? Maybe I just have to click it. There we go. We just have to click it and it moves it down. So let's change this to chapter news. And I'm going to come into the news item I put together about your competition. So again, this is a really simple, we take it, we copy it, we paste it. And let's do this just to give it a little bit of heft there. I took a Facebook post that the sub-dean Phil Leyenbauer wrote and just pulled this in. Now I'm going to demonstrate something that's very easy. Again, we all do this all the time. Let's just make these bold. There we go. So we've got that pretty good. Okay. So if somebody's just on their phone, they're just kind of scrolling right down, we're giving them all the highlights, basically. Now, the next section we're going to do the officers. And so let's take a look at our general. Okay. And I'm going to look at about. You just have to sort of find the places that have, you look around, you see something that might look okay. I think this might be the one right here. It's got the 4 circles. We're going to add that and see what happens. How are we doing? You know what? I don't think we've lost too many people, so I haven't bored everyone. I think it's all about, can he do it before the clock ends? I was in Philadelphia for the January Jumpstart a week ago Saturday, and one of the members of the Southwest New Jersey chapter, and I'm sorry I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he said, I don't think you can do it in 60 minutes. I said, you just wait and see. Okay, so here we have
doing fine, JW, just fine.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Meet our leaders. Okay, so again, Stuart was great to give me photos, and so what I did, let me show you this because I think this might, well, never mind that. I was going to show you that what Stuart had was what you get when you say to all your officers, they say, can you send me your photo for our website? So we've got some that are very close, like headshots, and some show them in a great setting and they're about this tall and the rest of the picture. And so it becomes a little bit of a challenge because, we want them to look a little uniform. So what I did is I took them into Photoshop. If you're comfortable with Canva, GoDaddy has a Canva plugin that you can take it in and sort of work with those. So let's change the image here. And see, there's our picture that was left there. So we're going to add an image. And I'm going to go over here in our Palm Beach County folder. Here's the headshots. Let's see. Let's find Stuart. There's Stuart. It's loading him up. Oh, looking pretty good. So let's insert it and let's see what happens. Okay. I don't think but it feels like you're kind of, so let's see what we can do here. Portrait. Oh, there we go. So with a click of a button, it went from a square to a portrait. And let's just put in, yep. Okay, now so that works fine. I don't think we need this copy, so I'm just going to highlight it and delete it. And it magically goes away. Okay, now let's do the second one. Let's get the sub-dean. So we're going to change the image again, add an image. I think we're going to have time to add a photo gallery and all sorts of stuff to this and demonstrate it in mobile too. Here's Phil Leyenbauer, who's an amazing composer. If you haven't played any of his works, you need to look him up on Sheet Music Plus. He is an amazing composer. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing we did with Stuart. We're gonna switch the orientation to portrait. And so you see like their heads are about the same size, and I kind of worked it so that we have the eyes. The eyes are all going to be in a row. And it just looks a little more polished. So here we go, Phil Leyenbauer. Sub. And what I think is going to happen is it's going to not like, oh, it put it all in one line. There we go. Okay. We did the same thing. Okay, pretty good. We've got a good looking board here so far. We're gonna change this one again. And who is we have a secretary?
Jan Fulford.
Jan Fulford. Yep. Yep. Okay, so let's pull up Jan. See, and we're even loading these things in time. So we're doing pretty well, I think. So we insert her. And we did the same thing because I went through and kind of made sure that they were all a little bit uniform. It was they all convert very easily to the format. Okay. And Hal's your treasurer, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Hal was your predecessor, is that correct?
At Bethesda, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
He's also watching right now.
Oh, is he? Okay. Hal won't remember me, but I bumped into him at the Reuter factory tour in Kansas City at the National Convention and recognized him and said hello. Okay, so we've got Hal. So we're going to make it into a portrait. And did I get that right?
And I believe that's the same bougainvillea behind both of us there.
Oh, and treasurer. And then again, we just make that disappear. So here we've got your four officers. Now I know that you've got some directors too, and I think if you'll give me the leeway today, I'll show you what to do, and we'll go on and try some other things out while we have a couple of minutes. Will that still count for the 60 minutes? Will you let me have that? Okay.
I think seeing a little of everything is the best idea.
So here's how we do it. We're going to go back up to this little dialog box at the top of this widget. Click on those. Come on. Doesn't want to click up. It happens.
The menu on
Oh wait, I know what I did. I didn't say done. That's what I said done, and then now. Okay, so now we can do this. So I'm going to duplicate the section. And then this will give us the space for our four directors. So we just make this go away. I just hit return. Now look at that. It just took it away.
Oh,
and then we just upload the pictures of your four directors, and you can just put their class in, and it's a piece of cake, so everyone can see your directors. So for now, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take that out. So, but we'll put it in for y'all. Okay. Okay, so here's where we're kind of at. Now I want to put that logo in. So first thing I'm going to do is I don't think we need the text here along with the logo. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to hit space and it goes away. Okay, now let's see if we can I'm going to do a add section. And I'm going to find one that's basically kind of a graphic. So probably not that one. It's like general. Let's try introduction again. Okay, I think this will work. It probably doesn't look quite the way we think it's going to work, but I'm going to show you how you kind of work this. We add that. And I want to put the logo up at the top. So this has come in. Oh, it's not going to let me take it up. Let's see. Let's see if it'll let me take this down. Okay, so it's not going to cooperate with me the way I wanted to. I'll have to figure out how to do what I want to do. So I'm gonna go back on this one and let's go ahead and let's put that back in. So we click on cover media, and then you see here it says overlay. So let's just put this back in. Let's see if it'll do this. Oh, that's not the right. I don't think that's the right one. Let's find this. Okay. All fit. Manage. And if you see right here, the other thing we can do, we can stick a video in there. We just click on video and it'll allow us to substitute that in, or we could put a slideshow. And you know what? Let's do that just as a demonstration again. Okay, let's do this. So we're going to remove all the images that are there. Now I'm going to add some of those other images that you sent me. Okay, there's another one. So we're going to upload that. Let's upload the one with the youth. Oh, there's your church. Okay, that's a good one. I think somebody's going to come to your site and say, hey, that looks like a really happy bunch of people who like each other. Okay. So now we've got 3 of these. So I told it to view all 7. So we're gonna put those 3 into a slideshow. Let's see what happens. Add to header. Oh, looky there. Let's see how fast it changes. I think I want to be a part of your chapter too. Everybody's having fun. So, you can put up to 6 images there, and it'll just run on a rotation. I need to eliminate these. So let's come back here. We want to. And sometimes it's just trial and error. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all images. I think what happened is that, okay, so we're going to do the same thing we just did again. We're going to select those. You know what? Let's upload the picture of Bethesda by the Sea too. It'll give us a chance to kind of see what happens with one that's a little bit different orientation.
A couple of instruments would be interesting.
Yeah, it's all up to the imagination. Let's put the other group shot up because it'll give you a sense of sort of how GoDaddy treats different orientations of pictures. Oh, I'm running down to the clock here. Okay. I'm watching the clock. Okay, view all 9 images. Let's just add that one there.
You've got 10 minutes left.
Okay. Okay, let's try that and let's just see what happens here. You see how it kind of adjusted the picture, had a little bit more of the console, I think, in it. So, oh, look at this. This one doesn't quite work. So we're going to pull that one out for sure because we don't want to cut anybody's heads off. So let's go back here and just slides. Come on. And you'll see down here it says remove slides. So we'll just remove that slide. And then it kind of just picks up again. Okay, the last thing we're going to do, and then we're going to look at this in a couple of different formats, is here's our social media. Now, I think you sent me one, right? We have Facebook, right?
Facebook page. Yes.
Okay. So why don't we do this? Follow us on Facebook. Okay, and let's find our Facebook address. So I've got it right here to copy it. Okay, so let's insert the link here. Okay. So, I mean, it looks a little thin right now, but that's where you play with it, and maybe we move it to a different place. And then let's just change this. We want to put a contact us section, and then we've got a website. So here we go. Let's find contact us. Okay, so it's given us a couple of different ways to do it. Some of these have maps, some of them have messages. We really don't have very much information because we're not a business in the same way. So let's just check. Let's select this one. This has got a place for an email that someone can send you an email. So let's add that. I'm feeling the pressure now. We're coming down to the wire. So I'm going to take off subscribe. But one way you might want to leave it in, if you have a newsletter and you want to encourage people to sign up for your newsletter, you can just plug that subscribe. And what it does is GoDaddy will even keep track of your mailing list on that for you. So that's always a great feature. Okay, so contact us. Now, we know that we don't need this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and make that go away real quick, because this is like if we had office hours and things like that. So make that go away. And here we can just hit a button, make the open and close. Okay, so now we've got a contact us for more information. Oh wait, let's make it better. I'm going to make Elizabeth very happy. For more information or to join AGO, fill out this form. Okay, and then we just come over here, send message to, and we're going to just put in the email address that you all use. So your email address is palmbeachoregon@gmail.com. So we just plug that in. Done. You know what? 55 minutes or maybe a little less, we've got kind of a basic website. And there are things we can tweak. Now, here's the fun part. We're going to have the fun part because we're going to preview it. So up at the upper left window, you'll see preview. So this is what the viewer's going to see. So they've got the slideshow. It's got the little circles to show that the pictures are changed. Message from the dean. Upcoming chapter events. Here's your chapter news. Meet our leaders. Follow us on Facebook and contact us. I'm going to move follow us on Facebook to the bottom because I think so. And then we'll do that in a minute. So now if we take those icons, we switch it to mobile. Oh, look what it looks like in mobile. So you can kind of see. It's kind of an easy scroll right down to see, follow us on Facebook, contact us. And I promise you there are ways to, like, we can make the buttons be red. You can do that in the theme button. We can tell it we want it to be red. Oh, there we go. See, it recognizes us. And are we ready to hit publish?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You know what? I'm going to change that one thing. I'm going to blow my time by doing this, but it'll drive me nuts. Let's just move this down. There we go. Okay. Now these should go away. So we can play with those a little bit and make sure that they go away, but they should. Okay. So here we are. There's our domain. So we're going to tell it to publish right there. Takes a moment. This is a new site. So sometimes it takes a while. For those of you who are viewing, it might take a while for your browser to find it because it's got to kind of populate around the globe. Right now, Palm Beach AGO is like pinging like all over the globe, and it'll be live. So sometimes it takes a while. Oh, looky here, palmbeachago.org. Here's the cookie disclaimer that we have to have because of the European message from the dean, chapter events, chapter news. We'll add our 4 directors after, and bam, there you have it. A website in less than 60 minutes.
Well done.
That's amazing. That is just amazing. And I think our attendees, oh, they're giving you the wave. It's live. Jonathan Stark says that was me, Jonathan Stark of the Southwest Jersey AGO chapter.
Hey, Jonathan.
You're
And it's live. We got a report. And there are always things that we'll go back, and I know this was like super duper fast, but the good news is play with it. Try, we'll get that logo in for you. That's just a matter of shifting a couple of things around, but it's easy. Or let me rephrase that. It may not be easy, but you don't need to be afraid of it because everything's right there. You're not gonna screw it up. You're not gonna crash the internet. It's not gonna vanish forever. And it's super easy to do updates as you go because you just click on your area and make it happen.
I just have to add that I was assigned to do this for another association I belonged to about 12 years ago when GoDaddy was just starting. It looked entirely different and yours truly failed, but I could do this. I know I could do this. So JW, congratulations. And Stuart, congratulations on your new website, your new child that you've given birth to. It's really pretty cool. It is really pretty cool. And it is 1 minute to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I just want to thank everyone who joined us today, J.W. Arnold, our marketing communication specialist, and of course, Stuart Foster, who's Dean of the Palm Beach County chapter. And I want to tell you about our next event, and I really hope everybody will join us for this Monday, February 26th. We're going to have another chapter leader town hall. And at that time, I think we're going to get a sneak peek of our new website, what it's going to look like, and a timeline and some additional information about when we will be launching IMIS, which is our new association management software, and the training that will be provided for our chapter leaders. So for now, I'm just going to say thank you again, JW. You rocked. You all did a great job. And we look forward to seeing you on the 26th. This is recorded and it'll be sent out with a handout, the checklist, probably within the next 48 hours. Everybody take care. Have a great evening.